like this.
And if it's hard for you to pick your feet up, then just roll forward like that. Okay. You see, just like easy, roll forward, and then you can extend the legs back, and then you can come forward. Good. Yeah, so you can just go here, there, here.
The shoulders are down. Is the elbow slightly bent?
Mine, they start, but then they straighten.
Okay.
Do you feel that? That way. And then shift through. Yeah. First you gotta get your plank strong. That's it.
My name is Emory M Jr. and this is Exercise and Movement Techniques. I'm here today with Sifu Damon Honeycutt. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I almost don't even know where to start. There's so much that we could talk about. I would love for you just to tell people, you know, who you are, what you do, what you study, and we can go from there and share some ideas with what's going on with you.
All right. I started my martial arts. My name's Damon Honeycutt, and I started my martial arts training at the age of 11. And that was in Danzan-ryu Jiu-Jitsu, which is a Hawaiian system.
A Hawaiian system?
Hawaiian Japanese. Yeah.
Interesting.
And from there I explored many facets of martial arts, but it wasn't until I met Paulie Zink where certain aspects of what I learned before came into play. When I was younger, studying Danzan-ryu and then studying Kempo under a man named Michael Boyce, between these two schools of thought gave me a lot of tools. So when I arrived to study Dashang Kikpo Men with Paulie Zink in my early 20s, and then was able to cultivate that through my journeys across the globe, the tools of somehow that these thought processes coming together created a certain manifold within me to dedicate and have a lot of passion to the martial arts in general, and to work with people that express.
Well, for people who don't know, who is Paulie Zink?
Paulie Zink is a real famous master of Taoist martial arts and of monkey kung fu.
Okay.
Yeah, and he won the Long Beach Internationals 3 times in a row and has done many articles and magazine covers. And it was a great honor to study with him for many years.
Well, I've known you for a while now, and I know that you are very passionate about the martial arts, and you teach. Well, tell us what you do actually for. Do you teach the arts, or?
I do teach the arts. I have open door classes and then closed door classes. So my open door classes are for people who are coming to learn, to step into the way, and then usually from the open door classes, there's usually a couple people over a series of many.
What's a closed door class?
A closed door class is where...
How do you get in if the door's closed?
You get in by invitation.
Yeah.
You're invited in. You're invited in.
So what goes on in the closed door class that doesn't go on in the open door class?
I think the main thing is not to make it sound exclusive, which is very easy for it to do, but to demand that it's really about a dedication demand.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like
you expect more.
Expect more, and the students expect more. So it's a different relationship of guru dakshina. It's a different relationship of exchange and payment for.
So you expect them probably to go on to become teachers themselves, more than likely.
Teachers and practitioners and artists, things that aspire to their essential nature.
But anybody who wants to could train with you conceivably.
Oh, easily. I love practicing and meeting new people and training. It's all about that. It's about people.
Well, there are a lot of systems of martial arts out there, as you know. What specifically do you teach?
I teach the monkey style, the Dashang Kikwamun,
okay,
and its Taoist principles around that, as I've tempered through experience from the root of Paulie Zink. Paulie Zink was the teacher which helped me codify everything through the filter of his knowledge.
Okay. Monkey style Kung Fu, I'm pretty sure, is something that not that many people know about, or if they do know about it, they haven't had actual experience with it. Could you tell us a little bit more about what is the differences that you would say, what's different from monkey style as opposed to another form of kung fu or another form of karate or jiu-jitsu or something like that?
That's a good question. For me, how I practice is awakening the primal energies within the martial art, and to get in touch with something as powerful as as a shen, it's a spirit energy, like almost taking kundalini itself and processing it through a martial practice.
Okay.
And
So it's a very spiritual thing for you.
it is a spiritual thing for me, and the higher forms of the Tai Ching. Expressing power is good, but also it becomes very strongly internal. And I think without cultivating the vessel, then no matter what one studies, bringing it back to exercise and just tempering the body, without the cultivation and training of the vessel, which is your body,
Sure.
then I think that anything one studies can become very difficult, or you're pushing through your joints, or you're like what I say duct taping your practice together. And
So basically you don't feel it's good for you unless you have the spiritual component inside of it.
yeah, something and spiritual is a pretty weighted word for a lot of people, but for me to think about it, it's something bigger than I can now grab your elbow, grab your arm and break it, or
Right.
like that kind of, like everyone goes through that gate, because our style is Dashun Pikuo Man. Man is gate.
Okay.
So there's also, I feel that it has a strong relationship to what it's named after, which is Journey to the West. And so the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, goes from this very arrogant character to this bodhisattva at the end. And so for me,
So he learns.
he learns through the mantra of compassion. And for me, that I was awakened to that force, especially
Okay.
by Paulie. And then taking his intense training, which was very intense. And
How many hours a day did you train?
with him, classes were on average 6 hours.
6 hours a day.
6 hours, and then I met him 3 times a week, so that was like a part-time job.
That's pretty intense.
Outside of my own training, that's, when I was going to college and stuff. So I train on top of that. I have a passion for it, you're
Well,
very
it
small.
sounds wonderful. Thank you for giving us the time, and look forward to seeing you do some stuff. Maybe you'll show us a little bit on camera later.
Yeah, I like that.